To another edition of It's a Woman's World. And of course, I am your host, Jamela Pettiford. We are here in celebration of Women and Women's History Month and all the ways that women have changed the world. And you know that any tapestry of any nation, of any community, it has taken the women. And today we are talking about a powerful subject, which is the vital part of life, water, and the importance of water and how water has changed the lives of many. We have a powerful guest with us today that is going to talk to you about the ways that in her humanitarian love for women and people and community and nations has touched the very essence of what we all need, which is water. And it also reminds us of the power of women. So with me, I have my co-hosts, and let me introduce them. Let's first start with Barbara Lavalure. Hello, Barbara.
Hi, Jamila, and everyone. It's great to be with you again on another edition of It's a Woman's World.
Yes, and we always have a good time.
We
And
do.
of course, we have Nadia Jordana. Greetings, Nadia.
I'm so happy to be here today, Jamila and Pam, and all of the other co-hosts, Barbara and Candy.
Thank you, Nadia. And Candy Pettiford. Welcome.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. March, Women's Month. All right, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. And our host, or excuse me, I should say our guest, and I am grateful to welcome you, Pam Prosser. Pam, thank you for being here today. And would you just, you have done so many great things, but one of the things that you have been focusing on is really the outreach of clean water in Haiti. And I really want to talk about how did you get started in that area? What interests you to go to Haiti, of all places, and to deal with water and the importance of clean water?
Thank you, Jamila. It is my pleasure to be here. And I got started kind of by accident in Haiti. I was involved in I lived in Wisconsin, and I was involved in a small rural church, and we were studying issues of hunger, and we studied it for a long enough time where it was like, well, we might as well take some action. And we began to look around. Where would we want to take action? And we found Haiti was the poorest and the closest, easy to get to. And so we started working there. Uh, we didn't start working on water right away. We were doing a school lunch program. And we eventually met other people doing other projects and got together. Neil Van Dyne, who is still our country director, wrote a white paper on an idea about development, which was that we'd provide the expertise and the Haitians, which they had a lot of, would supply the manpower. And we made a lot of mistakes in the beginning until we've gotten to where we are now. But that's really the beginning. It was like a small Lutheran church in Wisconsin, and we branched out from there with other groups that are working or were working in Haiti as well.
That's powerful work.
So I'm going to jump in here, Jamila, and ask Pam. Your nonprofit is called Haiti Outreach, and I think, is this the 30th or 31st year of this nonprofit?
We started in 1997, actually. So a little bit short of. So what is it?
It's almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years.
Almost,
yeah.
almost. Yeah.
Few years.
So would you share with our viewers, from the very beginning, you were at this level and now you're at this level? Because I know that you and your organization have made amazing inroads into Haiti. So give us some stats.
There's I'm not really good at statistics, I'll just say that, but like,
That's all right.
remembering how many people we serve, but we are so we began with this one project, which was two villages, and we learned a lot of lessons, made a lot of mistakes. And we had a model where we would go in and train the community in being responsible for their water. And the community was trained in how to take care of their well. In worldwide, wells around the world fail at a 50%. Within 2 years, 50% fail. Haiti Outreach is in the 90% functioning. Those that aren't functioning are explainable. Ran out of water, some part is missing and they need it. But I personally had a major shift in my view of what was going on in Haiti with the earthquake that happened pretty much about 20 years ago. And what I saw was billions and billions of dollars being thrown at Haiti to fix it, and nothing changed. And I got for myself, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the money. It was about you had to change the thinking of people from a welfare kind of model. NGOs, non-governmental organizations come in and give out, and they're so poor we should give it for free, to a model that we have where people pay. You know, you don't get your water for free. I don't get my water for free. And we have a system, and it's the community manages themselves. So we brought in the leadership training, and it made a huge, huge difference for people. And it's not really about the water anymore. The water is what gets us into the communities. But the leadership training is the thing that makes the difference. And we do the leadership training with the government, workers, people in the government. There is a division of water and sanitation in Haiti, and that committee has all done the leadership training. And we go into the communities and we provide this leadership training. And it's basically, you know, responsibility, transparency, ownership, and some of the communities think they should get their water for free and they don't approach us. But eventually their wells break down. We pretty much are guaranteed that their wells will break down in a couple of years. And then people come to us and say, okay, we see why people need to pay. And it's not like they pay a lot. It's like 35 cents a month is what a family might pay. And that is enough in a community of 50 people to get enough money so when the well breaks down, to have the money to have the parts to bring somebody in to fix it. When the earthquake came, the Haiti Outreach wells that were up and functioning within days of the earthquake, whereas other wells, we had to go in and we were hired by the government to go in and fix. And we agreed to do it as a one-time thing, as an emergency. Everything else we do is with this leadership model because it's the thing that makes the difference.
So,
I
Miss
have
Pam,
a question.
Yeah.
go ahead, Nadia.
I just wanted to, you mentioned leadership, and I noticed on your website you said something about inclusive leadership. What does that mean to your organization and how that applies to Haiti?
Inclusive means the community is is all involved, all in. You get the mayor. There's always somebody from the government in the water division in that area. When you get that person involved, they have to have at least half the women, has to be half women on the committee that runs the well. They have to have a person that, can go and collect the money. They hire a guard who opens the well and shuts the well during the day at guaranteed times. And it's not without its problems. Every single community has a breakdown because they've never done this before. They've never had to manage things from the community. You can imagine their neighbor isn't paying their bill, and now they have to go and ask their neighbor for money. And the people that we have that work for Haiti Outreach, the community workers, just put their foot down and say, yes, you have to go collect that money. Otherwise, you can't let them utilize the water. And so there's all sorts of breakdowns that there's things that we assume that people know, and they haven't been exposed to it, so they haven't. The other thing that's interesting, it's mostly the girls who go and get the water. So these girls don't get to go to school necessarily. It might be a day's journey that they have to go get the water. So with a well right in town, the well opens up at 6 a.m. They go get in line with their clean buckets. They get the water, get home, get to school. And so it makes a huge difference for the girls in the town in terms of having the education. We also work in terms of the whole sanitation. We work with the schools, and we do inclusivity there, where we have teachers and students working on having what the girls need, like feminine products. They may stop going to school once they get their period because they don't have access. And we've developed a system where we go in and we train the schools. Now, everything that Haiti Outreach does is by invitation. We get invited. We don't ever go anywhere where we say, oh yeah, you should have a well. Doesn't work. So they have to, if they find out about us, they have to write a letter. We send somebody out to see the feasibility of whether or not it's doable and whether or not it's just one family or one church that's trying to sponsor this. It has to be community wide. And then they go on the list of potential training. We start with training. We start with the leadership training. And until they pass these marks, which are all kind of listed out on the website, we don't give them the key to the water, to the well. It's a big ceremony and it's a big deal. It's very emotional to see a community be turned, turned the key turned over to them. And they take ownership and pride in what they've got.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, Pam, just hearing what you said, I feel just really extremely blessed by the fact that I don't have to do that. But I'd like to ask the culture. What did you find about the culture of the people? And also, how receptive are they to you coming in?
Couple things, Candy. Some communities, we have a situation that Neil shared about even at the board meeting last month, where a community who kind of ran us out of town, throwing stones. We don't go where we're not wanted, so we left. We took everything and left, and it's 2 years later. And now they're saying, and their well is broken down, right? We're not going to come in and fix it. So we're now in the position where they're asking us to come back, and they see why it needs to be a paid system, and that kind of thing. And it's we don't hold grudges. We don't hold it against them. They invite us. It's all a clean slate. We don't say, well, you chased us out, so we're not coming back. No, it's a clean slate. Haitian, it has a very, if you have read the news, it's a very violent culture in some regards. The gangs have taken over the country basically at this point. Very difficult to do business. But people are people. And in terms of the leadership training, we did a few experiments with the leadership training originally because it's like, will this work here? Will this type of leadership training where people have to be responsible, take on their own lives and their own communities, will this work in Haiti? And it does. That people are people, and they are at various levels. I know that there was a story one time where someone was running for the local office, and he came by and he hacked off the lock on this well and said, people should have free water. Well, the community had worked hard on getting this well up and running, and they were irate and made complaints and made the guy come back and apologize and replace the lock, because this was it was theirs. It wasn't, and they were very proud of it. And having him come in and do that, and that's kind of the old mentality. People are coming toward the mentality of people can be responsible, they can pay for things, and it's not 35 cents is like, that's not even a piece of candy for us.
Yes. But we also know too, Pam, that there is a historical context that comes with Haiti.
Yes.
And one of the reasons that Haiti has been left out of the global game is partly because they refused to have slavery in Haiti. I mean, they fought against slavery to the very death of the oppressor at the time. And ever since, Haiti has been, really kind of lowballed and forgotten about and ignored in many cases because of folks like Toussaint Overture, who was, a known warrior who fought against, the slavery that was in Haiti at the time. And so when we think about 35 cents for us, we know that 35 cents for folks who have been historically oppressed since the beginning of the landmass and the people that were brought there for free labor, we know that 35 cents for them is like $500 for some people. I mean, that's tons of money. And so in this, what is it? Because knowing that Haiti is mostly, Black folks and people of color that are there and living upon the land, what is it, Pam, that you have learned about yourself and about your culture and about your American culture and about who you are as a human being when you come into Haiti and you see what you see and you witness what you witness? Have you learned anything about yourself, or have you had to stop and say, hey, ooh, there's certain privileges that I've been given just due to who I am, socially, social economically, culturally, etc.
Oh, for sure. We are all in the top, 10% of the world that are privileged, right? And we learned very early on that any group that we brought to Haiti, it was not about us bringing anything to them. It was they are going to teach us about what they have to offer. And it's, we have a very different way of looking at it than some of these groups that come in and they want to proselytize and have people take on their religion. It's more like we used to bring people in and build houses And I remember an incident where they taught us how to put these sticks together, and then we stuccoed it, and we didn't know what we were doing. And so one day we came back, and the little section that I had done this was an intergenerational group. They were quickly undoing it and redoing it, trying to do it before we came back. And I was like, I thought what I had done was beautiful, but I had obviously not known what it was. But we definitely train the people that come to Haiti with us. There is no handouts. You know, don't bring stuff to give away. Uh, it teaches people. If I give you my old tennis shoes, my old worn out tennis shoes that I don't want, and they're to this kid, we've now undermined the father and the mother and the family because the father couldn't provide that. We now have undermined, and they've learned then that begging is more lucrative than what their parents are doing, which is subsistence farming or maybe sugarcane farming, whatever their parents are doing. And we really promote against that so that we are not undermining. People don't think about that. They think it's generous and they're giving and they feel good, but we're not about having people feel good. It's like, what is it that's going to make a difference for people?
I have a question about your background, Pam. I know since I consider you a friend, I know that you are a practitioner of healing, and has that impacted your work in Haiti, or has it played a part at all?
I do not practice. I'm a classical homeopath, and I don't practice that when I go down. I did have a woman who's a doctor, and I taught her, but there is a group in Haiti called Homeopaths Without Borders that are doing that work of training practitioners in Haiti to use simple remedies when they can't get to a doctor.
Mhm.
So I haven't really utilized that very much.
Okay.
Other than people who get sick or people who need treatment while I'm there, I'll say, take this and this will help your stomach or whatever.
Like you say, when you're there, how long are you there?
I have been going to Haiti since 1990. However, I have not been there since COVID.
Oh, yes.
And now we have the gang, so it's very unsafe. They were people were kidnapped, and we've had to take to anyone who is on our team that is a leadership trainer is flown to the location because we can't go through Port-au-Prince. And I'm hoping in the next year or so, I think we're going to start looking at bringing people in such a way that they can. Our village, our town called Pillon, is in the Northern Plateau. It's away from the capital, and there's no violence. I mean, people know us. They're thankful for having us there.
Very good.
So I've been going for a long time. Sometimes I went 10 times a year. Sometimes I've gone once a year.
How long do you stay, though? How long do you stay?
For a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, a week or 2 weeks. Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Pam, we are starting to wind up. I mean, what's so nice about these conversations is that they go so fast. And if there wasn't another question from anyone else, because we only have about a minute or two left, I wanted to just ask you, what would you say for a a young woman who looks at Pam and says, I want to be able to help in this way. How do I change my personal mission statement to be someone who is an outreach healer, by nature and by trade and by choice? What would you say to a young woman during, Women's History Month who wants to forge ahead, much like you? What would you, in a short sentence or two, what would you say to them?
It's really difficult finding an organization to donate to. It's very difficult to give money away responsibly. But it's really about following your heart, finding an organization that fulfills on what you're about, if it's the economy or the environment or internationally. Um, look for what fulfills you, and it's not about feeling good. It's about, and it's we in our if you go to our website, you'll read about the difference between development and um I can't remember the other word, donations, just like and finding an organization that does development, that empowers the people that you're trying to impact.
Yeah. And I think that more than anything, for the next generation that is coming up, development of character, the resilience to be able to do something for someone else other than yourself, and the ability to know that in leadership doesn't mean you go, it means we go. And that we walk together and we work together to build something that is so great. And so I want to thank you today, Pam, for being with us and for sharing with us your story of how you are continuously to forge ahead to make changes, not only in the lives of the folks that you are working with in Haiti, but the leaders that you are building along the way. Because we know that it takes a leader to build a leader. And so I want to thank all of you and all of my guests, all of the co-hosts. I want to thank you for being with us today. And I hope that you heard something that might inspire you to be a leader in that way, to reach out, to love, and to care for others in a way that doesn't downgrade them or make them less than, but empowers them to be at their best, giving them the tools and ability to be able to do it for themselves. And so we thank you. We thank you for being here with us on It's a Woman's World. And again, we will look for you next month. Thank you.